You Can't Make This Shit Up with Paul Elam and Tom Golden. Episode number 10, the Pussy Pass edition. Hold on to your hats. Welcome, everyone, to the 10th episode. Yes, that's right, 10 episodes of You Cannot Make This Shit Up. That means 40 articles. And I'm telling you, they've getting easier and easier to come by. As Paul says, there is plenty of articles out there. And I'm with my good buddy, Mr. Paul Elam from A Year for Men and A Voice for Men. And I'm Tom Golden from Men Are Good. And we're going to talk about 4 articles that you can't make this shit up.
No, you can't. I'm
telling you, you can't. It's just hard to believe. And today we're going to take a little bit of a special tack. We're going to talk about the Pussy Pass.
This is the Pussy Pass edition.
The Pussy Pass edition. Paul and I, we usually gather these stories and then share them with each other. And, this is a good one, that's a good one, whatever. But this time we hit head on, and each of us kind of had stories on Pussy Pass, on women getting probation for doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And
really evil stuff.
Today is going to be the Pussy Pass. So let's get started on a sad one. Here's the headline. Woman who ran stop sign, struck and killed 7-year-old gets probation. Oh, man. This little 7-year-old boy was riding his bicycle out in the street, and she came by and hit him. Killed him. And, for a long time, I think it was at least 4 months or so before they even made an arrest. But there was lots of cameras out there, lots of surveillance cameras that saw exactly what happened. It was a red Jeep that ran the stop sign before and accelerated to 10, 11 miles an hour above the speed limit and hit this little guy.
So she ran the stop sign speeding.
Probably.
The little boy and walked away from it.
Yeah, the cop estimated that if she had started from the stop sign, she would have had to have the accelerator down the entire time, all the way. So it was a Jeep, so it was probably not a slow vehicle. Anyway, it's just crazy stuff, eh? The mother of a 7-year-old boy who was hit and killed by a car while riding his bike was devastated Monday when the driver of that car received probation in the case. Man, would I be devastated.
And that, to me, great example, Tom, of the unintended consequences of gynocentrism. Because here you have a mother that's lost her child.
Yep.
But she and her pain and the loss of that child pale in comparison to our urge to rescue the woman from what she did.
Yep.
So, sorry about that.
Pussy Pass.
Pussy Pass.
And it's just not right. It is just not right, especially for that mother and for the little boy's siblings. He's got 2 brothers who are little, 1 and 2 years old, I think. They'll never meet him. They'll never get to know their brother. God, I saw this report on a local television thing, and the woman said, well, today is the day that this little guy, Demond, I think his name was, would have gone to 2nd grade. His mother would have packed his lunch and he would have come home and told him about his new teacher, but he can't because he got hit by a car. Oh, man. Crazy stuff, eh?
The Pussy Pass is no laughing matter.
Listen to this. Here's another article said this. She was speeding and driving on a suspended license when she hit and killed a young boy riding his bike in South St. Louis nearly 2 years ago. So it took 2 years to bring this to trial and then to give her probation. Something's going on. I wonder if this woman, I looked and looked and looked for a picture of this woman. I couldn't find one.
Tom, is the name of the judge that handed this out in there? Because I'd love to put that in the keywords.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it is. I didn't pay much attention to it. And it doesn't say too much about what the judge said or didn't say, at least what I've read. And there's a number of articles out there. But yeah, it's just, it's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating. And you can't make this shit up. It's just crazy. I mean, who could imagine that someone would kill a child with a car? And
in a car they weren't even supposed to be driving.
Yes, and probably going over the speed limit after running a stop sign. It's like, wait a minute, something's going on here. Is this the mayor's daughter? I mean, jeez. But no, it's just a woman. She has that pass, the fallopian pass,
Yeah.
way up there. All she has to do is pull that get out of jail free card, and here it is. I'm not going to jail.
Well, unfortunately, she's not the only one we're going to be talking about today.
No, she's not. She's certainly not. Who's next?
Oh, you didn't have any more on her?
I'm ready to move on, man.
I'm ready to move on.
That one hurts.
Well, let's take a trip across the pond, Tom, to the UK, where the Pussy Pass is. Man, it's like part of their healthcare system. They're free for everybody. And a woman,
You have a vagina.
if you can believe it, who the Daily Mail called wicked, but they put the word wicked in scare quotes, tried to poison her boyfriend after an argument. And I'll just read you the headline here. Wicked girlfriend, 33, who tried to poison her diabetic partner using a Bluetooth device to pump insulin into his body as he lay in bed, is spared jail. Of course, and there's nothing premeditated about that, right? She fell on top of the Bluetooth device, and part of her body came into contact with it and sent it the signal to pump insulin into his body. This guy has type 1 diabetes. He's on an insulin pump. Bad enough situation like it is, but she was convicted of it. She did not admit to the crime, to doing it, until the day before her trial. She denied it, lied about it, and only finally admitted to it when she knew they had her dead to rights, which shows a symptom of no remorse at all for what she did. And the judge let her walk, gave her probation in the case. And let me see if I can find that part down here. Yeah,
the guy had gone upstairs to go to bed, and he went upstairs to go to bed, and he measured what he needed, and he gave himself a certain amount of insulin then, and he was sitting there reading.
And she started drinking wine. And she did admit to administering it, but didn't intend to cause serious injury.
And how much wine did she drink, Paul?
4 bottles. She was on her 4th bottle of wine when she went up there, which of course is no excuse.
Nope.
But she did tell the court that she was in a highly emotional state after she had consumed a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
So she felt something and tried to kill somebody, but hey, she felt something. And you can't just blame people who feel something for trying to kill people. You've got to give them a pussy pass. And the court told her that she had taken no steps at all to undo what she had done. I mean, they laid down the law of what a terrible, evil person she was, and what she did was terribly evil, and then said, but never mind, go on home.
Yeah, and the judge said, I accept this was out of character when in an emotional state. Yeah, out of character, my ass. The only reason the guy's still alive is because he was in bed reading. She thought he was asleep. And he was in bed reading, and he heard the pump going, bzz, bzz,
and he's like, what's up with this?
What the hell's going on with my pump? And so he goes downstairs and he catches her, basically.
And he disconnected the pump right away, which
Thank
literally
God.
saved his own life.
Exactly.
But the thing is about this, what do you suppose would happen if this guy, in that kind of calculated fashion, had done that to her?
Oh, he'd be in jail.
Forever and ever and ever.
Evil man.
Feminists ought to be in outrage about this.
Huh.
They really ought to be. If they were intellectually honest, they would see a case like this and say, wait a minute, your stereotype of women as emotional led you to perverting justice over an attempted murder?
Good point.
And they should be like lining up outside of his court to protest. But feminists don't protest the pussy pass.
See,
They
no,
love the difference in the sexes when it works for them.
yes, I've seen that.
But anyway, somebody ought to hook this bitch up to an insulin pump and have a good go at her. But we're not gonna have that happen to a female.
That's crazy stuff, eh? And now she's pregnant.
Oh,
In a new relationship, and she's pregnant. And I think that's part of
I hope it's not the diabetic guys.
Yeah, we'll see that later.
Because, yeah, she will be coming back after him to, for the child support while she gets the new boyfriend, the kid to call the new boyfriend daddy. You can tell the type from a mile away.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I can see this bitch from about 6,000 miles away.
Yeah, I can see her too. You imagine that? I mean, doing that to someone? It brings back the whole idea too that I've seen in research repeatedly. In the one study I saw years ago about they had this simulation where you could bomb certain things and get certain prizes and blah, 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 blah. The men would bomb like crazy no matter what, but the women would only bomb if no one was looking. And it's like, this woman only bombs with that little, remote when no one's looking. No one knew she was doing that, Ooh. Yeah, so I've seen that over and over again. Women tend to, their violence and their crap like that is usually when no one's looking.
Look at all the child abuse that happens with women.
No one's looking. In public, they're probably fine.
The kid can't do anything about it. Nobody can intervene.
Yes.
They get away with it.
Yeah.
Say what you want about men, but they're prone to, if they're going to be violent, they're going to do it right out in the open.
Yeah.
In most cases.
Yes. Because
it's an angry impulse.
Yes.
Not a calculated, sinister move like it is with so many women.
Right. At least for the non-sociopath men.
Yeah, at least for the non-sociopaths, which are most men.
Yes. Vast majority.
The sociopathic tendencies in women are now something we're socializing into them.
And encouraging.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, falsely accused that guy.
You go, girl.
Yeah, girl power.
Take him to the cleaners.
Crazy.
Oh, Lord. Well, that's all I got on this particular pussy pass.
Well, our third pussy pass example is one that parts of it tickle me. Here it is. Woman accused of looting account gets 3 years probation. Okay. Here's the first line in the article. A woman accused of stealing from the account of a central Iowa nursing home resident has been given 3 years probation. Maddison also was fined $750 and was ordered to pay restitution. She pleaded guilty to dependent adult abuse, but she didn't go to jail. She got probation.
How much money again?
Ooh. Well, what they cannot account for is $114,000. Now, she paid $81,000 of the nursing home residents' expenses, but there's $114K that they can't find any place. So they looked at her expenditures, and what they find. Listen to this. Oh, God, this is the best part. According to the Newton Police Department, Maddison allegedly used the funds to purchase $15,500 in plastic surgery, as well as pay for her own utility bills, tattoos, rent, car, credit card payments, and fast food after she became the elderly victim's power of attorney in February of 2017. Authorities were first alerted to their abuse reports in April.
I can't help what's going through my head here.
What's that, Paul?
Well, I noticed just the similarity there to Paul Manafort, who defrauded banks and spent it on lavish clothing, and the government presented that to the jury as reason why he should be locked up. this sort of unrepentant, self-indulgent lifestyle. And I'm not, making a judgment about that either way. I mean, as far as I know, the guy's a crook, bye-bye. But the fact of the matter is, that was seen as he got years in prison.
But not just confinement, solitary confinement for him.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Oh, yes. Overkill at a guy that's almost 70. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to change the topic here, but I mean, I'm thinking about that in comparison. But
exactly.
Stealing from old people
and
getting
no one's looking. No one's looking.
No one's looking. Well, somebody looked.
Old people. Well, they found
somebody looked, and guess what? They didn't care.
Yeah, they gave her probation. You naughty girl, you.
You're bad. Don't do that again.
No solitary confinement for this lady.
If you ever do that again, you'll be in real trouble.
Oh, geez. Crazy stuff.
Do you know if she was even ordered to make restitution?
Yeah, I think that they didn't say how much, but she was supposed to pay back some of it. But, she's not going to pay it back.
She's not going to pay it back, and $114,000 was not all she stole.
And maybe they should take the stitches out of her plastic surgery. Jeez, can you imagine using someone else's money to just spend on yourself and do this, that, and the other?
Well, a married woman does that all the time. That's a lifestyle for millions of women.
There you go. And maybe she just got caught.
Yeah. Well, apparently just getting some ignorant simp to spend his money on you isn't enough.
Oh, boy.
You have to steal. But it doesn't make any difference because you're not going to go to jail anyway.
And I looked really hard for a picture of this woman because I really wanted a picture of her just for the plastic surgery piece, but I never found one.
Well, if anybody runs across it, there's a link below in the description area to this.
Yeah, show it to us.
If you can get a picture and we can verify it's her.
Her name was Maddison, Maddison, but I don't have a first name here. I'll put it in the low bar. But yeah, that's just crazy stuff. Can't make that shit up, man. Nobody's looking. Steal the money.
Steal the money from old people who don't have it away.
She's probably old and doesn't, of course she can't take care of her money.
Well, think about it. It was only stealing. It wasn't like she, drove without a license and ran over and killed somebody's kid.
It's true. It's not quite as bad.
Not quite as bad as that.
Not quite as bad.
Oh, but wait, you don't go to jail for that either.
But again, you put men in the same position, they would be in jail for a long time.
I'll tell you what it takes to get a woman behind bars for any lengthy period of time.
I'm curious.
If you go to my Facebook page, you will see the story of a school teacher who sexually abused a 13-year-old boy, one of her students, and he killed himself. And after he killed himself, she got 20 years.
Wow.
But, I mean, it has to be something along those lines for most women to get considered for prison anyway. Somebody has, if she would have just sexually abused him, she might have got a few months, or she might have got probation, might have been all kinds of things.
He got lucky.
Got her a 20-year stretch in prison, which she may serve half of, if we're lucky, is the fact that this kid killed himself and he's now dead.
And that shows you something. That shows you how devastating this kind of thing is for boys.
Oh, yeah. Next time, I mean, I encourage people to go read that story on my Facebook page. Is my personal page, Paul Elam's page, Not a Voice for Men page. But the next time some idiot you see in the comments tells you how lucky a boy was to have been sexually abused by an adult woman, please send that story back to them and invite them to shut the fuck up.
Yes. The research is very clear. It says that boys and girls' reaction to being sexually abused as children is very similar.
Yep.
Period.
Absolutely.
We go to the girls, we go, oh, poor thing, should have done. We go to the boys, you go, hey, you got lucky.
Yeah, yeah. And which
Bullshit.
makes them feel even worse.
Yeah, they think, what the hell's wrong with me?
Exactly. I'm supposed to be jumping up and down and high-fiving right now.
Yeah, really. I feel like a DS and a WI.
Yeah.
That's a dead shit in a waffle iron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd know that.
I've heard it before. Being MRA that I am.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
Shall we move on?
Last one. Last pussy pass of the day. Although there are many. I got to say one thing, Paul. I got to tell you guys. When I was searching for these articles, I searched one time women who got probation for a felony or something like that. the things that came up, it was amazing. And then I wanted to find out something about one of the articles. And so I searched a woman who steals from nursing home resident. And again, it was page after page I said, no, that's not her. 23, no, 33, no. So all these different women who've stolen from nursing home residents. So this is not like an aberration we're talking about. These things happen a lot.
This is a phenomena being committed by people who just know nothing's going to happen to them.
Exactly, Paul.
They got it down.
They think no one's looking.
And if I do get caught, I'll get a slap on the wrist.
I'll get off.
In the meantime, I can get that plastic surgery and screw these old people. They don't need their savings anyway.
And then I can attract someone who's got hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Oh man. So excuse my
we don't want to know what I would do with these people.
Yeah. So who's up next, Paul? Who's last?
Let me see here. We got a woman who shot her boyfriend. This is from Unity, Pennsylvania. The headline reads, Unity woman gets probation for boyfriend shooting. And they got in an argument, and there is like 3 different levels of you can't make this shit up in this story.
Oh boy, there's a lot of levels in this one.
Yep. Level 1 is that she got in a minor argument with her boyfriend and shot him. That's something that generally shouldn't happen, I think, as a routine. You shouldn't be shooting people that you have disagreements with. I understand the fantasy, but not to actually do it. Number 2, of course, she was given a probated sentence.
Oh, God.
He walked. He did live through it, so it was only attempted murder.
She only shot him in the leg.
Yeah, she only shot him in the leg. So, I mean, how big a deal do we really want to make about that? But the other part is that the boyfriend agreed with the probation. Why? And you can't make this shit up. Because he couldn't wait to get back together with her. It would be hard to do that if she were in jail. So the judge said, hey, he wants her to have probation. We don't like punishing women, so let's give her probation. And sure enough, she walked. And this is where I want to take a moment. I would like to introduce a new word into the lexicon. Sympacide. Yes, sympacide. This is where men who know women are dangerous, in some cases know they're killers, stay with them, and sometimes even past the point that she's already tried to kill them. Guys, if you end up dying that way, it's not suicide. It's not like suicide by cop or suicide by abusive partner. It's not homicide, because you have to, Homo sapien, which is the root of homicide, implies that you're somewhat human. And if you want to get back with the woman that just shot you, there's something wrong enough with you that we can sort of take you out of the human category. You are a simp that is begging to get killed, so I vote sympacide.
Yep. I like it. Guys, don't be a sympacide.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
There are mild forms of sympacide too.
Yes.
Guys that stay long past the point that their lives are ruined.
Yes.
In relationships where the abuse becomes chronic, where they're either getting beat on or she's cheating chronically, stealing money from the home, all kinds of things. There's guys that live with this stuff and put up with it. They say, I don't know what to do. Leave her. No, I can't do that.
Get out of Dodge, guys. Value yourself.
Get the fuck out.
Get
Yes,
the
you can
fuck
leave her.
out. Really, you can. It hurts, but you can do it.
We'll have, of course, a link below to this story. But to me, the story here, Tom, honestly, is the guy.
Yeah.
We know women know they can get away with murder. They do it all the time. They get away with murder, get away with attempted murder, get away with all kinds of stuff. I read some story not too long ago about a woman that sprayed, her boyfriend was sleeping on the couch, and she sprayed his crotch with lighter fluid and tossed a match on it while he was sleeping and got probation. We know women know they can get away with this stuff.
No one's
But if you're like this guy in this story, and yes, motherfucker, your name, asshole, you, the victim, so-called victim in this, going in the keywords. I want people to know about this story of what a complete and utter fucking idiot you really are. Men who put up with this do not have my sympathy.
Yes, I agree. If only feminists had done the same for women who get back into relationships with abusive men, you know, if only they'd held them accountable in the same kind of way that you're holding men accountable here.
The way that Erin Pitsey tried to hold women accountable when she was running a shelter.
Exactly. In fact, Paul, that brings up another piece of this whole stinking thing. You know, the article said she became violent during an altercation, punched him, threw objects at him, and then shot him. Now, do you hear one word about domestic violence? Not one. Not one. This is in Pennsylvania. Obviously, they've got a domestic violence shelter nearby. And
well, not for him, they don't.
Exactly. Punched, hit, kicked through objects, and shot? Not domestic violence? Come on.
And if he would have just done the beginning part of he would have just punched her or just thrown objects at her, he would have gone to jail.
That's right. You can't make this shit up, Paul.
You can't make this shit up, but you know what? I'm sick and tired of reading these stories. It is disheartening to see our justice system is so unjust.
I know.
But the other thing is, so many men are fucking lemmings and they beg for this shit.
Yeah.
They have no sense of self, no self-respect, no nothing. They're not interested in developing it. Is the pussy going to approve of me or not? And it's the only thing on their minds. And I just want to grab these guys literally by the collar and smack them.
Yeah.
But hey, better them than me.
Yeah.
What can I say? It's
the whole thing again, you know, their own worth is just limited. They don't see themselves as being worth it. They see the womb, you know, the vagina as being worth it.
And I have compassion for men being slaves to gynocentrism. I know it's a hard thing to see, a hard thing to get out of.
But you got to stand up. You got to stand up.
It's still, if you're a man, sorry, it's still on you.
Yes. You got to stand up.
Choices.
Indeed.
Don't stand your ground. Get out of my face with your whining.
Indeed.
Well, do we have anything else?
I think we're good.
I think we are good.
I think that's good.
Well, that concludes the first 10 episodes of You Can't Make This Shit Up. 10 times already. I can't hardly believe it.
10 times.
Time flies whether you're having fun or not.
Yes, indeed.
You will see the links to all the stories below in the description area. You will also see, at least on my channel, and probably Tom's too, a link to ICMI 19.
Absolutely.
We are going to be holding with the Honey Badger Brigade this August. All kinds of MRAs will be there. Tom and I will be there. Janice Fiamingo, Karen Strawn. I can't even go down the list. So many people.
Mike Buchanan.
And I can't confirm it now, but I've gotten wind of a couple of surprise, very high-profile guests that are going to be there, which I don't have permission to name. So I'm going to wait until I see them on the Honey Badgers page for the event.
Yeah.
But you might go check that periodically at icmi.info.
I'm going to keep checking.
Yep.
I'm curious who you're talking about.
Well, I'll tell you when we're off the air.
No, that's not fair to everybody else.
No, it's not fair. But when it becomes public, I'll come out with it. I promise.
Yeah, it should be pretty soon, right?
It should be very, very soon, if it
Yes.
hasn't happened already.
Yes, exactly. So hang in there, guys.
I just can't confirm it, but we will get it to you, I promise. And what
And we're
I'll
gonna have
do
fun.
on my channel is when I do get the okay to make that announcement, I'll put it in the comments to this on my channel and pin it to the top.
Yeah, good. Good idea.
So everybody won't be frustrated and saying, God damn it, Elam.
That's a good idea. I'll pin it to the top too.
Yep,
So hurry up, Paul. Figure it out.
I will. God damn it.
It's good to be with you. We're about finished, eh?
Yep, that sounds good to me, man. You guys have a great day.
You guys have a
And
wonderful day. And
we will see you for number 11. Men are good.
men are good. Number 11's coming up, and you take care. We'll see you then. See if I can turn the fucking thing off.
Why don't you turn the fucking thing off?
I'm going to try, Paul. We'll see.